Good morning, everybody. Well, for most of us, it's morning. So hopefully we will get a few people here who are joining. Up. I see you, Tracy. You are the first one. Were you waiting for me, Tracy? Were you waiting for me? Hello. I see Roger and Dawn. Hello, everybody. How are you? Good to see everybody. I'm just sharing this around here to the two groups I said that I would share this to. So bear with me for one moment, if you will, please. Hello, Pam. Hello, Phyllis. I see Phyllis. I love me some Phyllis. Yes, I do. All right, I'm getting this posted. 1 second here. We got one more place. And then you will have my attention. Aw, thank you very much. I'm not gonna lie, as you can read, a bit nervous. Yeah, you know, it's true what they say when you're gone for a while and you start back, makes you a little bit nervous about coming back. So, but hey, I'm glad some of you are joining me. That's awesome. Britta, hi Britta, good morning. And I see Connie, Mallory. So yeah, so everybody is, and there's my buddy and high school best pal in the whole world, Carla Hobbs. Hi baby, how are you? Good to see you. Dee Frazier, hi Diane, how are you? Jasmo, wow, okay. Thanks guys for not forgetting me. Is that a good thing? Hi Mary Becker, how are you? Yes. The first live back, absolutely. Besides doing some things with my team, this is the first official back to the real world, isn't it? Yeah, for me. So you have a new recruit watching with you. Awesome. Hello, new recruit. Thank you for watching. Everybody got their coffee or their tea or something? Hi, Sandra. How are you? So, wow, life has been a whirlwind, right? I don't think you guys have heard anything official from me besides my Facebook post, probably since the beginning of December. And we had put the Onward Friday night calls to rest for a while to see how that went. And I had so many of you saying, we just missed the live streams. We just, you know, we miss you kicking our tail. But yet at the same time, I had people who were saying, I think you're too tough. Man, the haters out there. There are haters all over the place out there. That has not changed, okay? And, you know, as usual, when you go through things in life, sometimes those haters can shake you a little bit. And I have to tell you, some of them, they even shook your mama. So, so let me say first, if you're watching me, live for the first time, somebody has turned you on to my Onward page, or this is now televising in my Onward No Matter What group for my company, Avon, and on my team page. So if you're watching me for the first time, I always say just buckle in. I never really know what we're going to talk about, but I think there's a lot I'm going to be sharing with you. That obviously things that have happened over the past few months, and where that's taken me and where it has brought me, and what it has opened up for me. And many call me Mama Molly, which is great. I love being the mama to so many. There are many people who watch me just because they want to stalk, okay? Like they don't really like me, but they know they can follow me, so they want to stalk me, and they won't come on, and they won't say hi, and they won't even press on it. They won't even hear what I was saying. I was listening to Kendall Brewer this morning, and she was like, you know what? They don't even hear what you say, and this is what they hear. But they just kind of want to, she's still there. And I'm like, that's so true, right? It's so true. People just want to, they want to slap you when you're down, and when you start to stand up, they want to talk about you if they know that bothers you. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Florence. And I'm here to tell you the same thing. You cannot let people dictate your life, your thinking, your actions, your journey. And you can't blame those people when they do that and say, well, because they did that, you know, it makes me not want to do it. It makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong. If it's the right journey, it's not always supposed to feel right. You know, when something's right, sometimes you have to fight for it. And sometimes what you're going for, there are people who don't want to see the change. They don't want to see, it's not that they don't want to see you grow. It's that the growth makes them uncomfortable. Because, you know, when you're growing, when you're becoming better, when you've gone through something horrible, and believe me, I have in the last 3 months, the journey has not been easy for me. You all know my brother Mikey had been sick for a very long time, and he had cancer 5 years ago, and we got him through that, and he had open heart surgery. And my brother was somebody who he wasn't big on taking care of himself, and everybody knows that. I've shared it, and the family knows it. And in the end, I think everything just got too hard for him. He just didn't know how to handle it. He was in an accident in December, and he never quite recovered from the accident. And in the process of all that, we found out that he had stage 4 pancreatic and liver cancer. And that's not what took him out of here. His health and the accident took him out of here. And so he didn't have to suffer that horrific death. And there is no one in life, I don't think, that made me more angry than my brother Michael. I mean, he did. I'm like, you know what? 5 years ago, you know what? I took you in, and we wanted to see you get healthy, and I wanted you to want what I wanted, and I wanted you to want to be better and get better. And I realized that everybody is different, and his journey was different too, and nobody wishes more that he was still here. And that he was happy and healthy, but he wasn't. But when you lose somebody, whether you could see it coming, whether you knew, oh, I see where this is going to end up because they're not doing this or they're not doing that, and I just want them to get it. I just want to fix them. For me, I'm going to tell you, I my whole life have been a fixer. I have always wanted everybody else's happiness before my own happiness. And many of you are watching me, and you continue to watch me, and you're probably glad I'm back because I talk about that all the time. Hi, Roger. Good to see you, my friend. And it's true. You want to make sure that husband is always happy. You want to make sure your kids are always happy. You want to say, you know what, that, look, I love my kids, but my kids are not my whole life, and they've never been my whole life, and they never will be, but they are an important part of my life. And the best thing I feel like I can show my kids at 25 and 32, soon to be 33 and 26, is how to be that person that you show them how to do what you should be doing. You show them that you have to go after your happiness. You know, look, if my life is all about my kids and I'm not giving any time to my husband, what am I going to do when my kids flap their wings and they leave the way they did? Or in the cases where you all followed me and my sons and I were not talking for a while, for a good while, and that was heartbreaking. And you all went that journey with me. Remember all the times I talked about it? But I stayed the course. I knew what was right. I knew what I should do. And sometimes knowing what you should do and where you should be and what you do want, it can be the most difficult parts of the journey. Now, see, some people will tell you, no, you know what you want, you just go after it. No. If you are a people pleaser, if you want to see everybody in your life happy, if you want to make sure everybody else in your life is okay, you are never going to be okay with going after your own journey or being the best person you can be, because you're too busy making sure everybody else is okay. But what you haven't realized yet, and this has been my awakening, okay? Through that, you do not help those people. You enable those people. You enable them to constantly depend on you to save them. You're constantly the one throwing them the life vest out there. You told them, don't go out in those waves. The undertow is huge. I'm telling you, if you go out there, if you do this thing, you're going to get in trouble. The waves of life are going to come over you. They're going to take you under. You tell them that. And you know what happens? You say, go ahead, but if you do it, I'm not going to. And then you do. You do. Oh, hold on. I don't only have one life jacket. Hold on. Let me go get my little boat out and let me come out and save you. That is who I have been most of my life. I thought I could save my brother Mike. I thought I could fix him. And there was so much about him that was so great. And the memories that I have of him to this day, I can look at pictures and they make me smile. They bring back so many things for me and my kids, but in the last 5 years, I was a huge enabler for Mike. I do not regret taking care of my brother. I do not regret putting a roof over his head and making sure that he always had food, and making sure he was at his chemo appointments, and making sure he was at radiation, and making sure that, and yelling at him, and sometimes acting like his mom. I'd say, I don't want to be your mom. You know, why do you make, and he says, stop acting like my mom. Quit making me be your mom. But what I needed to do was let him figure it out, and I wasn't willing to do that. It was an endless cycle for me. And in the end, I wanted Michael to be better. And I wanted him to be fixed. And I wanted him to be the Mike that I always remembered. And he had lost that. He had lost that. And you can't bring that back for people. I'm here to tell you, when people decide a path for their journey, whether it's your kids or your brothers or your husband, you can love them through it. But you can't change it, guys. You can't fix it. So my biggest thing to learn through all of this, Michael died on February 21st, 10 days after he was diagnosed. And life, as much as he irritated me, and as much as he got on my nerves, and as mad as I was at him about so many things, I miss him every day. Sometimes I miss the struggles he gave me. Sometimes I miss, hey, Kim Scott, love you too. Sometimes I miss the difficulties. I miss having somebody to dictate to say, no, 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 you need to do this. No, 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 don't eat that. No, 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 don't go do that. No, 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 are you doing this? Are you checking your sugar? Are you doing this? Sometimes I do, because old habits die hard. But in the new reading that I'm doing, and you know, look, I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff, and some of you are going to be like, I'm not for this at all, or I don't do this. You don't have to be. You're following me and my journey because you're hoping that you can take something away that will help you. I am here to promise you that not everything I start to share with you on Mondays or any other time, I'm here to tell you that you're not going to buy into everything, okay? But there are some things that this whole experience has bought me. Some of them I was doing before, but I needed to get back to it because, you know, when you're in the midst of a tornado or a bad storm, you lose sight of things that you were doing, things that you need to do to be better. You lose sight of the fact that you are still here. I'm still here. I'm still breathing. God isn't done with me yet. And for those of you who say, well, I don't understand why I'm here. This person was a better person than me and he's gone now. You got to quit dwelling on that. There is something here for you, and God has a plan. Hi, Marlene. God has a plan. He has a plan for you. He has a plan. But it's up to you to decide, what are you going to do with your journey and the plan? Every morning I get up, I read my Bible. I have to. I have to, because I believe in that higher power. And I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not. I am that person that I know what I believe, guys, okay? And I know where I'm going when I die. And I know who has my hand. And whoever that is or whatever that is for you, if you have that, you know, that's great. But what I know is, as I get older, I'm taking a lot of comfort in the fact that I'm going to see my brother again. Taking a lot of comfort in the fact that my mom's been gone since I was 16. And he's up there with my mama. And he is up there with my dad. And I'm sure my mom has kicked both my dad and my brother's butt for many things, you know. And he's up there, you know, with my Aunt Joyce. And I have to believe that one day, all these people that have gone before me, that I'm going to see them again one day. And that they're going to be waiting for me. And in the meantime, I'm here. And as scared as I was to get back to this, because that hasn't changed, I believe that all these things that I have been through, I believe that God has put me here to share different things in my journey. Because one, you know, I'm honest. I'm going to be honest with you. Good, bad, indifferent, horrible. I'm going to be honest. And honesty, there are lots of people in your life who aren't going to like the honesty. You know, they would, you know, why are you honest about that? That's just negative. That's just bringing everything down. You know what? It's not about bringing it down. Let's not forget, when I'm sharing things, emotional, happy, sad, whatever it is, guess what? I'm still here. And I had to realize that I'm still here. No, not everything, when things bad happen to you, not everything is do you find, well, I'm still here and let's look for the better. I'm going to share something with you that I did come away with, that I was not expecting about 2 days after my brother died. There's a lot of people, even personally in my life, who don't know about this. So this is like a premiere here, okay? Telling y'all, but very few people know this. Y'all know that, of course, not only do I have my Avon business, but I have my Uber business. And you all know that we're moving to North Carolina, and we're doing that this year. We should be in North Carolina in September. Very excited. Been really kicking business in the butt and kicking my Ubering in the butt and putting money away. And but I'm going to share a couple of things with you that are very important, and I want to get this out now. We could talk about so much, and we'll have this, you know, we'll have the coffee and everything every Monday morning. We will, as long as I'm in town to do it. But there's a couple of things I want to share with you, because they're not great things. But I want to share them because some of you I know from talking to you. I know that this has happened. I know that you've had this, and some of this stuff I haven't. But I picked this cup this morning for a reason, and this was a gift. She believed she could, so she did. That has been huge part of in the Charlotte area, Tracy. That's where we're looking to move, in the Charlotte area. So a huge thing. So 2 days after my brother died, let me get back to this part of the story. I was going out. We were supposed to have some family thing to talk about Mike's memorial service. And I was going to pick up some tea from Chick-fil-A to take, and some lemonade and stuff. We're going to have a little bit to eat down there when we met with the family. And it was raining. And, you know, you're still going, you know, this is 2 days after he died, you know, very little sleep, had been up at the hospital, you know, for days and days and days. And so I go out to do this. I'm going to get this tea, and nobody's with me. Lee and Ann are here at home. And so I go out. I'm not 3 miles out. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting at a stoplight, and something just comes over me. I mean, no shit. Something just comes over me. It was like a pop. Something took over in my body. And when I did, I got numb all over. My heart was beating a million miles an hour. I thought I was, honest to God, having a heart attack. I was tingly, the rain started coming, and the only thing I could think of is I could not get a grip on myself. I'm in this car alone. I'm in the far left lane. I've got to get over. I've got to get over and get off the road. I was losing my ever-loving mind. I did not know what was going on with me. And so I finally got off the road, and I'm like, do I call 911? Do I call? I don't know what to do. And so I put the car in park, and I call Lee, of course, my security blanket. I call Lee, and I am like losing it. I'm yelling, I'm screaming. I don't know what's wrong with me. You know, I can't breathe. My heart's beating fast, and you know, I feel like everything is just you know, tingly, and I don't know what's going on, and I don't know. It doesn't feel like a heart attack, but I don't. And I'm crying. I am like losing my mind. I mean, guys, if I ever felt like I was gonna die, that was the moment. I felt like I was gonna die, and I thought, I'm gonna die here in my vehicle. It's raining outside. I didn't want to close my eyes, scared to death if I closed my eyes, I wouldn't open them back up. And I looked up at this building, and I'm thinking, this is the last sign I'm gonna see. And Lee's like, where are you at? And I'm trying to explain to him. He gets, and he says, I'm coming to you. I'm getting Ann. Because, you know, Lee don't drive. Lee legally blind. He don't drive. And look, I can laugh about this now, and that's great. But I have to tell you, it wasn't funny. I start getting all freaked out sitting here thinking about it. And I'm losing it. And so I was opening the windows. I felt like I couldn't breathe. And I stepped out of the car in the rain. And when the rain would hit me, it would almost feel good, but I was still like full blown, and it was awful. It was absolutely freaking awful. And come to find out, Lee got there, and he jumped in the car, and all I kept yelling to him was, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And I know he's looking at me like, what the hell? And he says, you know, what's wrong? Calm down. You got to breathe. You got to breathe. He goes, I think you're having a panic attack. And I'm thinking, Molly Soap doesn't have panic attacks. I am that person. I don't have that, right? And I just lost it. I mean, lost it. And I just, once he got me calmed down, it was better. It was like my body was coming back. But I didn't fully grasp it. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, what was happening? Am I having a heart attack? I don't feel like it. It's not everything I've heard about, but who knows? And I've had anxiety in my life, so that's nothing new. But this was different. This was something I had never felt before. It felt like my world coming to an end. I know that sounds like dramatic, and it was. It was so dramatic. It was so scary. And I thought, what in the world? So Ann leaves Lee there with me. And then I'm just scared that it's going to happen again, right? He rides with me. We go get the tea. I can feel, before I even get to the Chick-fil-A, I have to pull off in the parking lot. And I don't want to touch the steering wheel. I don't want to do anything. I mean, this is bad, guys. I mean, if you haven't been there, you don't know. And I'm reading some of the things that you're saying here, so it makes me definitely feel like I'm not alone. And he kept saying, you can do this. You're going to be okay. Come on, breathe. Take my hand. Grab my hand. So we go. We do that. From there, because this happened in my car, and it happened in the rain, and it happened when I was by myself, it scarred me. I mean, now think about that. This was like February 22nd, 23rd, okay, a couple days after my brother died. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm a business owner. I deliver products to my customers. I am an Uber driver. I cannot have this. And I have to tell you, for a few days, I wouldn't do anything by myself. I remember Lee and I were delivering orders that next week. And I was going up, came to a stoplight, and a truck looked like it was coasting forward, and it drew something out of me. I don't know what it was. And I started to try to have one again, and Lee was like, you know, he's so good. He's been a godsend calming me down, but this is what I know. Lee can't be with me all the time. We were coming back from delivering orders that day, and I had to pull into the Charlotte Hall Library because I had to get out. And I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm thinking, this cannot be what my life is going to be consumed of now. This cannot be it. It was constricting. I felt like I was going into a jail of my own. And I knew then it became fear. It wasn't even that I was having them, it was fear. And Lee started saying, do you realize everything you've been through in the last 5 years? He said, you got to talk about it. You got to let it out. You tried to save your brother. You couldn't. It wasn't your job to save him, but you couldn't. You're feeling like a failure because you didn't. And everything that he was saying, I had been writing in my journals. If I didn't know that he couldn't read it, I would think he was reading it. I remember saying to God before Lee got there that day, I know that you cannot let me go out like this, God. You cannot bring me through 55 years of mom dying, my dad not really loving me, losing my kids for a while, trying to take care of my brother, trying to take care of my family. And now I'm going to go out of here like this? This is how you're going to take me out? Seriously, no. The one thing I realized is, don't start making promises that you don't intend to keep. So I knew that. And I was very, very alert enough to know that. So I remember saying to God, I'll do it different than he did it. I remember saying, I'll take care of me. I can't be perfect, but give me the strength to keep sharing. Give me the strength to be better. Give me the strength to be able to share what I've learned and help me heal. And about that time, Lee showed up. God, thankful for Lee. See, I said I wasn't going to do this. See this? So I'm here to tell you it's been a struggle. But I'm here to tell you, before you watch me snot all over myself, I'm here to tell you that although every day has been a struggle, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I mean, look, let me be honest. You all know who my besties are. I had completely shut out most of the people in my life during this. You know, hadn't talked to and still haven't talked to, except a couple of them here and there. Scola, Wilbur, Teresa Paul, Eric, Carla. Because I felt like it had to be a process, and I felt like, you know, I would go out and Lee would say, you know, how's your anxiety? How's it going? And I would say, Lee, I've just got to keep doing this. I've got to keep going out by myself. I am not going to let this thing rule me. That is not who I am. I was almost pissed from the panic and anxiety. So let me tell you what happened. So one night it's raining. So again, when I'm in my car and I'm alone and it starts raining and I'm driving, you know, all the places that the panic attack happened, I can feel it coming. The good thing is I'm like, now, you know, I kind of know what it is. So I tell Lee I'm going to Uber. I've got to do this. We have a plan, and part of that plan is I have got to do this Uber so that we can make this move. I've got to do this. We got to pay down some debt. I got to do this. So this night, probably about 3 weeks later, I pick up this young lady, and her name is Amanda. And it's raining, and she gets in my car, and look, I'm struggling. It's raining. I can feel my body trying to do the same thing, and I'm thinking I've got to keep my people safe. Molly, you can work through this. I am talking myself through this. So the lady is talking to me, and she tells me that she's a counselor at a school, and she says, you know, I said, well, what do you deal with kids? She goes, well, you know, she says there are kids who are struggling with problems and issues, and she says, and I just do my best to help them through it. She says, I just feel like I'm trying to make a difference. And I said, wow, you know, that's all I've ever wanted in my life, is to make a difference. And I said, and I've been through a lot in my life. I said, but I feel like it can be used for the greater good. I said, I'm such an advocate for not using things as a crutch, but using it as a stepping stone. And I said, can I ask you a question? Have you dealt with kids who like have panic and anxiety? Now, I don't tell her why I'm asking, right? I'm just talking. You know, and as long as I'm talking to people, I seem to be better. Hi, Brooke. And she says, yeah, I do. She goes, matter of fact, she goes, I, most of my life, have suffered from panic and anxiety attacks. And I thought, whoa. And I said, really? And I said, well, can you tell me more about it? And I said, and then I was honest with her, and I told her what happened to me. And I told her I'd never had anything like that happen before. And I said, and I feel weak. I feel weak, that I feel like I gave into something, that something happened to me. And she said, look, I'm going to tell you something right now. She said, you know that very first one that you had that was really bad up there? She says, the one thing I will tell you is you will never have another panic attack that was that bad. I said, what do you mean? And she says, because now you know what it was. She says, when that happens for the very first time, you don't know what's happening. So you don't know what to do to put into effect to let you know this is happening. She says, it'll never be that bad again. And I felt an instant like, wow. So she says, so now you know what it is. And she goes, and sometimes you have to have outlets for this stuff. Sometimes it is good just to cry through it, because your body needs to cry. That's why we have tears. She says, sometimes you can use music. She goes, but what you have to do is, wherever this happened, no matter what the circumstances are, you have to make sure, she said, that you are trying to push through it. It is the only way that you will get through these. And she goes, and you may have another one that's really bad, or you may have mild ones, she says, but you have to know what works for you and what to put into practice. And she said, and tell yourself, you know what this is. What's the worst it can do? You're not going to die from it. She says, kind of make sure that you know with what you're dealing with. It was a 27-minute ride with her. I'll never forget it. 27 minutes. And a lot of my rides aren't that long. And by the time she got out of my car, I said to her, Amanda, you know what? I almost didn't work Uber tonight because of this. And I said, but I believe you were meant to get in my vehicle. I believe that you were meant for me to talk to. And I believe that you were meant to help me through this. So I want to thank you for sharing with me, for being that honest with me. I said, because you're right. I can't let this win. So when you think that something that you choose, you know how sometimes you say, you're at a job you don't like, you're at something, and I like Ubering, it's fine. I love the people, they make me laugh, I share the stories with you. But I have to tell you that I believe that this whole thing, that this was going to happen, and I believe she was supposed to be put in my life to help me understand what was going on. And I said, so thank you so much. And she was like, wow, I just can't believe. She says that, she goes, I'm glad. She says that I've helped you with this. And I said, no, you don't know. I said, this has been like eye-opening for me. So I need you to know that here I am almost 2 months later. And I realize now that a lot of what I've been experiencing in my life has been anxiety and has been panic, but not in the levels that I was having it then. I do believe it was almost a type of panic attack, kind of. I think it was almost like a breakdown. And I think everything that I just felt like, I think I had not said to myself that, see, I was feeling like a failure. I was feeling like I failed because Mike didn't live. I failed because I could not convince him why he needed to fight to be better. And I have figured out that that is really not my job. My job is not to, I don't know, it's not to make him see what he should do. It's to try to be there to walk with him if he chooses to do it. And I had to let go of that. There are things that when stuff like this happens, whether you lose somebody and somebody who was really close to you, whatever it may be something and not a someone that sometimes you have to let go of. I am coming back stronger than ever. And as much as I know many of you are not going to believe this, coming back and doing this right here, live streaming, this has been one of my biggest fears to come out to you all, because I know me. I feel a need to share with you and to be honest. I feel a need to share my weaknesses, my strengths, bad habits, good habits, and everything in between. I feel that need because that helps make me stronger. And I'm not going to lie, it's selfish. It's also supportive for me because I find out very quickly, like I have today, that I am not alone. But what I'm hoping is that you know you're not alone. Because here I am. I'm still standing. I need you to know that my anxiety is better, and it's getting better every day, that I don't dread being in a car now. I do have some moments something will happen and I can feel it trying to come on, and you know what? I'm getting myself in a place where I know what to do with that. So that is getting better. And Lee is very good at reading me, so a lot of times he can tell with what I'm doing, how my body's acting, and am I very cold, whatever, that there are things that just my body does. This is a journey. This is not something that's going to go away just because I chose to say I'm going to beat this. This is like any other thing that I have said, I'm not going to let this win. And some days may really be a struggle, but other days it's going to be better. So I'm a true believer in that. So I wanted to share that with you. The other thing I wanted to share, and this is probably more so for part of my Avon world, is I wanted to share with you that sometimes when life happens, other things happen. And I don't even remember what campaign, but here recently in the last couple of campaigns, you know, I can say that I have taken titles at risk with our company, all of that. But I have never once lost my title. No matter what title I was at, I have never lost my title. And for the first time in 15 years in business with Avon, I lost my executive title. Yeah, lost my executive title. I'm still here, guys. I'm still standing, okay? I need you to know that that stuff happens even to me. That person that you've been following for a year, that person you've been following for 5 years, for 10 years, maybe you've been following me ever since social media began. I need you to know that things happen. And sometimes you fall back. And look, Avon's been going through a whole lot, you know? Fourth quarter wasn't the best. We know that. Products weren't available. We know we're still struggling with that. But I need you to know, we are the company. I have not lost one iota of love for this company or what this company has provided for me. I believe that this struggle with me going from a bronze executive to a gold leader is now going to show you that what do you do? Do you go down the title and do you just quit? No, I'm not a quitter. No more than I have quit on anything else in my life. I am not quitting on this. I will regain my bronze executive title back. I will do it because it's what I want to do. I will do it because the money's good. I will do it because in the last 3 to 4 months, do you know what I'm thankful for? That when all of this stuff took place with Mike, listen, I know I'm not officially a bronze executive. But do you know what kept coming in for me the whole time? This from December 17th to February 21st. I was still getting my paycheck from Avon. Avon never called me once and said, Molly, go back to work. Go back to work, Molly. Get back in here. Why are you taking a day off? I could take off any day I needed to. Yeah, I had to work. Yeah, I had to try to fit stuff in. But I was not in the best place for my team. I was not in the best place for bringing on new representatives. I was not in the best place for my customers. I was in a place that I wouldn't wish on anybody, but I need you to know that when all of that happened after going through a Christmas that wasn't good with our company, but my life wasn't good then either, that I need you to know that it happened, but this company, I still got a paycheck from them every single pay period. It may not have been the paycheck I wanted, but it was there, and that is what the company has done for me because I never gave up in 15 years. I never gave up on my representatives. I never gave up on my team. I never gave up on you. And I know I was in limbo for a while. I get it. I was in limbo and I was not coming out and I was not sharing and I was not in a good place. But I hope for many of you, I was reading when you were struggling, and many of you would say, as Molly says, onward, no matter what. And at a time that I was not sharing with you at all, something I had shared in years past, months past, whatever, y'all were still quoting me. Y'all were still sharing the love. You all were still private messaging me. You guys were sending cards. You guys were sending well wishes. You were doing what we have built, this tribe, and I was reading the other day that somebody said, I don't like the thought people say that they have their tribe, they have this, what is that, blah, 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 blah. You haters, you need to just take your stuff, quit being social media behind your computer, haters, putting your stuff, will you just stop it? It's getting old, okay? You don't like that I have a tribe? bite me, okay? As my niece Patty would say, bite me, okay? I have a tribe. I have a tribe of friends and family within this company that are like no other anywhere else, that they raise each other up, and they are there, and they know when to back off, and they know when to love you from afar, and they never ever, they just sit back and go, it's okay, we're here. When you're ready, we're here. My tribe is strong, and although my company does not always get it right, it's okay, because there are a bunch of humans running this too. But I have to tell you that I love my tribe. I wasn't answered. I have got 3,000 private messages that I have not even clicked into over the last three and a half months. And I know they're all great. Well, I hope they're all great. Some of them I couldn't, because I just didn't want to see one more time somebody saying, I'm sorry about Mikey. I hope you're okay. We're praying for you. I just took it as a whole big thing and said, I know they are all there. I know they all got my back. Yes, Nita. Gotcha, girl. Life was never promised to be easy. Business is even harder. And what you're going to find in these chats with me are going to be a little bit different than what you found with the Friday night. Friday night was more about business, and I believe that God is leading me to mix this up. I believe, again, your life has got to be in a good place for you to have your life. I don't mean your life with your husband. I don't mean your life with your kids. Your life. You personally have got to be in the best place that you can be yourself before you can even think about being a welcome addition into somebody else's life. There are a lot of things I don't have to deal with anymore that my brother is gone. Some of those things I miss. But let me say that I was so busy trying to take care of things and trying to run life with my brother that I also wasn't giving my marriage the attention that it should get. And thankfully, this time around, Lee has been the most patient man that I know. That through 5 years of this and all those years of going through stuff with the kids, this husband of mine, Lee Bibb, no matter how much of an ass you all think he is, and I know he can be an ass, but he has shown love in ways that are, hey, Sue Ann, how are you? He has shown love in ways that most people never get to that point because they give up. But Lee Bibb has never given up on me. Not once. We have fought, we have yelled, we've done all the things that couples do. But what we're able to do now is work on us. And what we're able to do now is to think of life beyond this. North Carolina has been in our plans for a long time, and we're so very excited to take that journey and to move and get our fresh start that we have deserved, I think. But I was too busy taking care of everybody else in my life and making sure everybody else was happy. And he loved me enough to stay in it and love me through it. And for that, I will be eternally grateful to him, probably be making it up the rest of my life. But I want to talk about being a happier you and still share my experiences with you. And I want to take you on this journey. And eventually, I'm hoping next Monday, we'll also be putting this on Instagram, I hope too, and making this alive there. But yeah, Priscilla, it's life. It's one day at a time. And I know it's not going to be easy, but I'm determined that as we go through the hard, it's going to get better. And I am determined that I'm going to take care of myself. I have been back to walking now for 2 months. I'm up to 3 times a week. Today I did 40 minutes a day walking. Lee's been walking all along, God bless him, but I am back to taking care of me. I am back to doing things with my team again. I am back to business as a whole. As you all can tell from watching me the last week and a half or so, I am back to sharing on Facebook again, and the happy, the sad, the funny, the little bit off color. It's all a part of me, guys, okay? I keep telling you, I'm not perfect, okay? But, you know, if you're following me on my Onward with Molly Inspiration for Life page, please do. You know, there's food, there's cooking. I'm gonna be sharing some recipes with y'all and things I'm eating. I'm gonna be sharing some stuff with my boys. I'm gonna be sharing stuff about my granddaughter. I'm gonna be sharing stuff about business, about Uber as usual. But we're gonna do this every Monday morning, and we're gonna get together as a tribe. And if you can make it, you can make it. And if not, you can watch the replay. And if you just want to be a stalker, be a stalker. It's okay. You don't know it yet, but you stalkers, you love me, or maybe you did love me and then you hated me. You gonna love me again. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna love to hate me, one or the other, because I have to tell you something. Unless God has another plan for me, I'm not going away. You're just gonna get more of me now. That's all. More of me. So you're gonna grab your coffee, your favorite cup, grab your tea, grab whatever it is you're gonna do, and we're gonna talk about life, and we're gonna get back to things, and we're gonna celebrate successes together, and we're gonna love our kids through everything, and we're just gonna live life together, because that's who I am, and that's what I want to do. And I know people don't understand that. Why are you sharing so much about your life? Why are you sharing that you're a crazy woman with panic and anxiety attacks now? Because that's what you love about me, that I will do that I will get up here with hardly, no makeup, a little leftover mascara, I think, and I will come on with a shirt that I think has spots on because I just got in from my walk, and I don't care. I'm not going to be your makeup queen. I might be the girl with the biggest butt in the house, okay, and I could be proud of that, but it's going to be a healthier butt, okay, but I'm not a fanatic. I still love to cook. Y'all know me. It's just, yes, Carlene, got to be real, girl. That just have to be. We're going to talk about business. We're going to talk about things that aren't good. We're going to talk about being better. Because this is my new saying. Okay, everybody hear this. And I want you to take this. Last thing. And then I'm going to go. Take this, okay? Hi, Rebecca. Yesterday's mascara is today's eyeliner. Rocket girl. There you go. That's it. This is what I'm going to tell you. I have one thing I strive for every single day. I want to be 1% better today than I was yesterday. 1% better. Just one. Not 10%, not 50%, not 100%. I want to be 1% better today than I was yesterday every day. And at the end of a year, I'm going to be 365% better than I was a year ago. Booyah. Take that, okay? 1% better than I was yesterday means that I'm going to be 365% better in a year. And I will take that. And by the way, it's less stress. It's less headaches. It's less disappointment. Because I can do 1%, right? And you can do 1%. So if you liked this and you thought this could help somebody, this is a reason I put this on my inspiration page. Take it and share it. If you know somebody who is struggling with something, take it and press that share button. Tag them underneath. Private message me. Let me know how this is helping you. Leave a message underneath it. Show some love. Help somebody else out who's chatting about this. I can't wait to go back and read the comments. And I'll have you know, with every live feed I go by, I read every one. Because every one of you, if you've taken the time to hear my rambling, you are important enough for me to read what you wrote. You are worthy. You can do this. Don't be a fixer. Quit it. Work on you. Fix you. And if people are angry about that, they'll get over it, okay? And if they don't, it's because it's their issue. It's not your issue. I love you guys. Have a wonderful week. Have another cup of coffee. I'm going to. And be 1% better. Onward, my friends. Onward. No matter what. See you next Monday. Bye-bye.